Happy Monday and welcome back to school. Woo! I miss you all so much. I'll give you a big hug. You can hear a lot of noise right now. That's because everybody is going outside and mowing their lawns, cleaning up their front or backyards, maybe trimming some bushes, maybe planting bean plants or flowers or vegetables to grow their own garden, because spring is here and summer is on its way. So to welcome the warm weather as well as celebrate our wonderful earth, we have a holiday called Earth Day. Earth Day is going to be this Friday, the 24th, and we're going to be learning about a lot of things this week to celebrate Earth Day. I'm not going to be doing my lesson outside today because it's so loud, but I'm going to take you back inside and we're going to do a read aloud about trees. You just grew your own plant. We've just been learning about plants. And before we start learning about animals and their habitats, let's learn about how important trees are, what type of trees there are, and let's get started learning about habitats like forests and rivers and our ocean, and how for global warming to stop, we need to take care of our earth. And that's why we celebrate Earth Day by going outside and doing our awesome things like taking care of our backyards and our little parts of land. This week you're going to be helping me figure out ways to take care of our earth, whether a forest, your own yard, or the ocean, different habitats, which is a place where animals live and it's part of our environment. So let's go inside and do our read aloud. Happy Earth Week! Woohoo!
Okay, so now we are back inside. I hope you can hear me without all of those crazy weed whackers and lawnmowers going. I also hope you were able to get outside during spring break, because with Earth Day, it's all about getting outside and celebrating the wonderful gifts that our Earth has given us, like its trees, its flowers, its kooky bugs, and its cute animals, but also our friends and our family. So I hope that if you didn't at least get to go out this last week, you get to go out this week. I have a very special lesson this week. It's a scavenger hunt for Earth Day, so look forward to that. But for now, let's get to our first read aloud of Earth Week. This one, it means a lot to me. It's about trees. I wanted to bring it out because we just are finishing up our plant unit, and before we start our animal unit, I thought it'd be awesome to celebrate one of the main reasons that, we are alive and healthy and happy: trees. So this is called The Things That I Love About Trees. I got it as a souvenir when I went to a botanical garden. A botanical garden is a big yard or big greenhouse that has flowers and plants and trees from all over the world, or all different shapes, sizes, and colors. And they're all very special. The one I went to was Longwood Gardens, and some of you might have heard of it. It is close to here, and some of you might have gone to it, maybe especially in the winter time when it's nice to still see some flowers, and they also have great light shows to decorate their trees. But I got this as a souvenir, and I can't wait to read it with you. The nice thing about this book is, while it is a little girl telling us what she loves about trees, it still has some nice nonfiction parts. It has maybe labels or little captions to teach you a few things about trees. Like here, it has different leaves, how you can recognize them. The things that I love about trees. It's spring. Oh, she's going through every holiday, or no, well, not every holiday, every season. I'm sorry. It's spring. And the thing about trees that I love in the spring is that changes begin. We were just saying that spring starts and all the flowers begin to bloom, all the trees begin to bud. There are buds like beads getting bigger on the branches. Look here, there's a little note to tell us something scientific. Trees are plants, big ones, and spring is the time when most plants put out new leaves. So spring's kind of like the birth or the start. They're like babies now, and they're going to grow nice and big. The flower buds on this plum tree are opening into blossoms, which are little flowers, which are buzzing with bees. So bees visit the blossoms to collect nectar, and then some pollen rubs off on them, and they go to the next one, they drop it off. So they're kind of like mailman delivering pollen to all these different flowers. and we need them for sure, which we learned a couple weeks ago. And other buds are opening into brand new leaves. The trees are waking up. So they were dormant, which means they weren't growing during the winter. New leaves are usually bright green and still a bit crumpled. When you touch them, they feel soft. Oh, there's one of our five senses, touch. Birds and squirrels build nests in the treetops, safely hidden among the new leaves. In summer, oh, we know our order of the seasons. Here comes summer. In summer, the thing about trees that I love is how big they look. Look, here she is. This is going off the page, how big they look. This one's as wide as our building. So it's true, there's some huge ones, especially if you go out to forests or the mountains. There's these big trees. Some you can't even fit your arms around. Some a car could drive through that they're so big. Trees do most of their growing in spring and early summer. Their roots suck up water from under the earth. And in hot weather, a big tree can drink as much as a bathtub full every day. That's crazy. A bathtub of water? I can barely drink a couple cups. Summer trees are shady and so full of leaves that when the wind blows, they swish like the sea. So it seems like swish means go back and forth. By summer, leaves are thicker, stronger, and darker green than they were in early spring. So they're starting to suck up more of that sunlight to get their food. So they're able to grow because of the sunlight and the water that they're getting. We knew that from what plants need. The blossoms on the plum tree have all dropped now. But where each flower was, a little green plum is growing. So we know that from our life cycle of our bean plant. So it seems that she is telling us the life cycle of a plum tree. A plum flower can't make its fruit without the pollen that the bees carried. So with no bees, there'd be no plums. That's intense. A new plum needs to swell and ripen for several weeks in the summer sun before it's juicy and good to eat. So it seems that we need to wait most of the summer before we can pick our plums. I wonder if they're more of a September time of the year to pick these plants. We could go look that up. Oh, I know what's coming. I see these colors and that makes me think of fall or autumn. The thing that I love about trees in the fall is how lots of them change color. Watch what she does here. She gives you examples so that you know exactly what color she's talking about. From all shades of yellow, we definitely know yellow, to pumpkin orange. Oh, I can think about that immediately. And fire engine red. We've all seen a fire engine and a pumpkin, so we know which color she's talking about. As well as bright leaves, I see tree seeds, ooh, and ripe fruit, nuts for the squirrels, berries for the mice, and a sweet, sticky plum for a bird. In the middle of each plum's a seed that can grow into a new plum tree, it wants us to know, which we know that from saying how our bean plant could drop another seed into the soil and grow a new one. So it seems like the fruit and the nuts of all these trees are their seeds for new trees. When a storm blows in, the trees rain leaves. Oh, little parentheses, a little note from the writer. Catch one in the air and you can make a wish. Ooh, so that's kind of a fun little fact. You get to make a wish if you catch one while it's falling. Some leaves that look tiny high up on a tree turn out to be big on the ground. That's for sure. Look, that thing's as big as her face. Not all trees lose their leaves in the fall. The ones that keep their leaves are called evergreen. Oh, I've seen those. They're definitely the pretty ones in the wintertime that people decorate with lights. Speaking of winter, I can tell because there's no leaves. There's a lot of white and gray, not much color. It sounds like snow. In winter, the thing that I love about trees is how bare they are. So bare, not as in the grizzly bear, but bare as in there's nothing. You can lean on the trunk and look all the way up to the top. When you touch the bark, it feels hard and rough. Ooh, there's another one of our senses. There's touch again. So tree bark is protecting the tree from any insects or other animals that might want to eat it or get inside of it. So it also protects it from the heat in the summer and the cold in the winter. So this tree bark is kind of like armor or winter coat that's keeping it nice and protected, so that the inside, which is not as strong, can do its job of giving food and water throughout the tree. So it says here that trees that lose their leaves take a rest from growing through the dark, chilly days of winter. Now, earlier I said dormant. A tree goes dormant, which means it's not growing during the winter. What's another word you can think of for when something sleeps or isn't out and about during the winter time? 3, 2, 1, call it out. Hibernating. So I think that trees are hibernating during the winter. When a storm comes, thrashing the branches, snapping off twigs, and rocking the trunk, the tree's roots hold it safe in the ground while it waits for the warm days of spring, when the trees will begin to wake up all over again. And when you think about it, all over again, it's saying that it's going to happen again. This is all going to happen again. It's like a circle. A science word for circle would be cycle. So we learned about the life cycle of a bean plant. It seems like the life cycle of trees are that they wake up in the spring, eventually go nice and strong, and then towards the fall and then the winter, they start to go to sleep, to take a break from growing so they can get bigger next spring. It's nice when we can see connections from what we've been learning. I love this book because at the end of it, it has activities of things you can do in the fall. Or, well, not even just the fall, maybe the winter or the spring. You can build a hideout from big sticks, make a collection, or make some pictures from the nuts and leaves you find. You can make trees a nice climbing frame or a fort, and you can go on a bug hunt too. And you can stay very quiet and look at all the animals that are living in the trees and making their nests or their homes. This is fun because even though this is, it's fiction, it's also nonfiction, it's teaching us things, well, it's also a little girl telling us stories about what she loves about trees. That's why I think this is a good mix of both types of books we've been reading. I hope that this excites you for getting outside this week and celebrating Earth Day. Try to clean up around your neighborhood. Try to maybe plant some more trees or leaves. My bean plants are growing like crazy, so I hope yours are too, because we're celebrating the wonderful Earth. Tomorrow, we're going to learn about some habitats, which are parts of our environment, and you are going to be doing a how-to on how to keep them safe. And you'll share it with us later in the week before you go off to do that scavenger hunt I was talking about. I hope you're really excited for Earth Day. I can't wait to read more with you and watch more with you. But otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, detectives.